Hello my lovely Aquariuses, this is your May 2022 reading. Love in general, we're looking at destiny, we're looking at love, we're looking at career, whatever comes up for you, whatever messages. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, or you could be cross-watching for an Aquarius. Everybody is welcome. Okay, we're using the Mythic Tarot. That's coming up for you, it's coming out. That Eight of Wands came up in the shuffle and it came up in the second shuffle and now it's just like, here I am, camera ready. Okay, Eight of Wands is showing out. This is for you, yep, if you're Sun, Moon or Rising or Venus, or just if it came up on your feed randomly. Ooh. I knew I had to do your reading today. I don't know what it was. It's been like, do Aquarius, do Aquarius, do Aquarius. So here I am. Oof. If this resonates with you, there will be an extended reading and it's the first link in the description box. Ooh. That's where we take this reading and we look at your person, we look at the love life, we look at what's going on with them and whatever crazy stuff came up in this one, which is quite a strong reading. I'm intrigued by your reading. Oh, nice. Okay, let's have two energy cards. That's good for you. That's good for you too. Okay. In a minute, I'll flip the camera and we will also have a look at the spread as a whole. Let's just concentrate on what you've got going on. You've got some stuff going on. Okay, let's start with this one because it was so desperate to have its voice heard, okay? Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a card of communication. This is quite an unusual Eight of Wands. Most often it's like eight wands shooting across the card. And it kind of reminds me of binary, you know, it reminds me of noughts and ones and computers and email and, you know, all of the different ways that we have to communicate with people or ignore them in this century. This one has two dolphins and a boat. It also, because Eight of Wands also represents travel, movement. Excuse me sipping my ginger tea. I've got quite a sore throat at the moment. Okay, we've got two dolphins as well. So dolphin might be a symbol that means something to you. This is something coming in for you. There is a conversation. There is, I feel like it's a bit more than a conversation though. I feel like it's a strong message. This could be news, you know, when you get the Eight of Wands, it can be news. It can be, for some of you, it can be if it's to do with relationships, it's hearing from somebody or a talk. You know, it's a communication because we also have a strong love card over here that we'll talk about in a minute. But it's also, you know, you find out about something that you need to know about. You possibly find out about something that's been a bit under the radar. I'm getting something a little bit secretive going on here, and I don't know why that is. Next to the Eight of Wands, I've got the Three of Swords. You know, my version, your version, and the truth is what I get from that Three of Swords. Three of Swords as a tarot card, it's often just kind of written off as a card of betrayal, you know, third party, betrayal, three people, blah, blah, blah. To be fair, it never looks nice. You know, it's either like a heart with three swords yanked out of it or in it or whatever it is. Or like this one where we've got Agamemnon and Clytemnestra and that's her lover. They're murdering her husband in the bath, you know. Just a regular Friday night routine. We've got a sense here of there being three different versions of something. It feels like there is something that's been bugging you for a while, and I feel like this has come up for you in a lot of readings actually over the last year. It feels like there's a story about something and you need to know whatever the Eight of Wands will bring. For some of you it might be a work situation where they haven't really told you quite what's happening and then you get the news. For others as well, this could be a court situation because we've got the Justice card over here. And that is literally getting news about how your case is progressing, court dates, you know, moving things on, stuff that you want to hear about. Okay. We got the Six of Swords. I like this for you. It's a very Aquarian card. I think it's Moon and Aquarius, the aspect for this card. You've got this guy on the boat and he looks quite calm, and the sea over there looks so blue and so calm and so gorgeous, and the sea over here looks all choppy and all over the place and chaotic. I feel like for the last maybe 6 weeks, maybe 6 months actually, you've been in some kind of slight chaos, some vagueness, not knowing where you stand with something or someone, you know, being a bit left in the dark. Now, weirdly, I kind of got this for the Cancerians as well. So if you're involved with a Cancerian, that makes complete sense. Or if you've got Cancer in your chart, you know. At least with the Six of Swords, you know that you are moving towards something better. But also I feel this is the only deck where someone isn't rowing the boat for you. Normally with the Six of Swords, you get like a woman and a child or someone in the boat. And then there's someone else who's like, you know, I'll take you there. They've got the oars, they've supplied the boat. It's like being thrown a lifeline. You get to row the boat on your own, which is quite Aquarius-y. You know, usually Aquariuses move to the beat of their own drum, don't they? But at the same time, it's independent. This is your independence. This month sees you independently moving away from the choppy waters to the calm blue sea, because something has been on your mind or troubling you. Got the Nine of Swords. Here are the 3 snaky-haired ladies. I don't know if they're the Gorgons. I think they might be. Medusa and the Gorgons. Anywho, snaky-haired ladies will do. It's like they torment your brain. It's like Harry Potter and the Dementors. All the things that you're worried about. It's like Nine of Swords is being kept awake at night by jealousy or anxiety or not knowing where you stand, and being very much the activity in your head. Not being in your body, not making sense of it like the High Priestess would, for example, you know, feeling it down here, but thinking it all up here. And you are an air sign, Aquarius. You will have a tendency when you're in trouble to overthink, okay? And normally it's really good, but I think in this case, it just requires some stepping away from that. That's what the Six of Swords is. Partly this will be helped anyway. I think when we have the eclipse, I think it's on the 16th in Scorpio. It's a full moon eclipse. And I really feel it's almost like drawing back a curtain and everybody gasps because suddenly you can see something that you couldn't see before. Or suddenly you know something, or something is revealed. It's more like a big reveal. There's a big reveal. There's a big reveal. Okay. Up here, Major Arcana, we've got the Justice card. This is where we get knowledge of things through the court, where we get knowledge of things through the justice system. Also, it's the universe. I'm just going to, sorry, there's somebody at the door and I'm just going to ask somebody to get it so I don't have to interrupt the video, and hopefully they will. It's stuff moving through the justice system. It's also more of a kind of universal language. So if you think of this in terms of juju, okay, the universe resetting itself, okay? Sorry about that, Aquarius. No one will get the door. Obviously, I have to do everything myself in this house. Okay, justice is coming up very powerfully for me. It's coming up, of course, it's a Libra card, so you could be dealing with a Libra. But more importantly, there's like this duality between justice in the court system, in the legal system, in some kind of actual 3D framework, and then there's justice in the universal way. And this, gosh, it's all going on. This is about, the universe wanting to balance something up. Universe is saying, this is something that's been hidden from you for a long time. and it would really benefit you to know it. Okay, and what the universe wants to do is make circumstances happen that will draw back the curtain so you can have your big reveal. Okay, and I'm pleased about that. I'm going to take another card for the Justice though. What do we need to know? I'm going to take it from another deck. What do we need to know about the Justice card, please? What do we need to know about Justice? Oh, yes. Ding dong, a ling a ding a ding dong. Right. Nice. We get the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, as you can see, is a card about, on a quite basic level, dodgy fringe, receiving money. So for some of you, this is a payout, okay? I'm having one of those days, Aquarius. I'm really having one of those days. This is about receiving. You're going to be getting something in. Permission, a payout. It's usually not money you were expecting, like wages and things like that. It's like a bonus or a tax rebate, or, you know, if someone said they'd pay you back and then they didn't for ages, and unexpectedly suddenly they've got some money and they pay you back, and you're like, wow. It's also receiving what's yours and what is just literally like justice. And if that for some of you is information, you're going to get some, okay? Let's have a look at the cards. Chin, chin, chin. Sometimes requires a little bit of adjustment. Let's do that. Push them all up here. So that is your Justice card under there. Push these over here. We'll look at the one that's hiding. Such a nice card as well, of course. Overall energy here, we've got the Queen of Swords on the left here. And we've got the Empress. Two very different women that we have here. The Queen of Swords is your energy. It's Aquarian energy, it's air energy. But then we have the Empress. I like this card for you. It feels like, you know, the Empress is the mother card. It's birthing something that takes 9 months to make. You are at the moment, and I'm kind of getting this vibe for you, in a bit of a sort of, not a lull, but you're definitely in a, I don't even want to call it a waiting game either. You are suspended. Look, here we have the Hanged Man. When we get the Hanged Man, you're in the energy that you should be in, which is the energy of neither here nor there. And it's really frustrating, and it's always the kind of time when you want things to move on. You want something to happen. It's like, God, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of being stuck in the same place. I'm so sick of the choppy waters. I want to get to the deep blue, you know. I'm so sick of the anxiety. I'm so sick of not knowing. I'm so sick of not hearing. And I'm so sick of this my version, your version, and the truth, that whole kind of he said, she said, they said, whatever it is. Okay, when you get the Hanged Man actually showing up, you need to try and get into that Neptunian energy. Now, the Neptunian energy of the Hanged Man is, there's a reason, there's like a divine timing thing going on. There is a reason that things aren't yet moving forward. So for some of you, this could be about a relationship, and you're asking yourself, you know, why isn't this moving forward? What is happening with this? What can I do to make it quicker? You can't make it quicker, because if you did, it would fail. That's what the universe is saying to you. If you try to sort of forge on too quickly, if you try and, if there's another person involved, push this other person too quickly, you know, you might get what you want in the very short term, but in the long term, it would fall apart. It wouldn't have longevity. Okay, it's like short-term gains. Get my hot water bottle. It's a sloth. Short-term gains when you want something for the long term. What the universe is doing here is building you a long-term goal. And for some of you, that's about finances. For a lot of you, actually, investment for the future, where you're going to live, how you're going to kind of look after yourself. But also for others of you, it's about long-term relationship goals rather than short-term pleasures. Okay? Gosh, I sound like some kind of dictatorial, you know, Puritan, don't I? Short-term pleasures are no good for you, you know. And I don't mean that, you know, as a whole. I just mean here, this Hanged Man energy says you're right where you need to be. The way isn't right yet. The way isn't open yet. You don't know what you need to know. You're not fully informed. Okay? The Empress as well, she gestates. The baby takes 9 months. This is Demeter, the goddess of fertility. And behind her, we've got all the crops growing. But they're kind of in a stage of growth. They're not grown. You know, they don't just pop out and grow straight away. Nothing does, really. Nothing is instant. But sometimes when we're in the fear, like we have been, and I feel that you have been, it kind of accelerates things. We want things to be sorted, to be mended, to be straightforward, and they're not so much. Try and get used to this energy. It won't be for long. It will only be, I would say, for the first, I say it was up until, because we've got Mercury also going retrograde on the 10th. Then we've got this full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 16th. When you mix those two together, you get that energy of going backwards, but there's a storm. It's like a storm. It's like a retro storm. And the waves are going the wrong way. And you're in the boat, trying to press forward, trying to use the prevailing wind, but it's freaking well going backwards. And that's why I also, something really weird here, right? I must say, I don't always take loads of notice of the fact that this is a boat and that there are dolphins and that we're in this kind of rather choppy sea. Because it's the Eight of Wands and I just think, oh yeah, there we go, the Eight of Wands, blah, blah, blah. For you, one, that card insisted on coming out, and two, it felt very relevant. It felt really relevant. It felt like you had to have that card, which tells us, yes, there's something really important coming in, but also the tide is going against you. You've got the sea here, you've got the sea here. It's all going backwards. And then this love card, the Two of Cups, and look where she is. She's lost at sea, and he comes to rescue, okay? And again, this isn't a very normal Two of Cups card. They both have a cup, which I really like about the Two of Cups because there's something equal about it. He comes to offer the cup, she offers her cup. But she's on a rock in choppy, stormy sea. And the question that I had here is, where is the other person? You're in the boat on your own here. Where's that other person? And that's what you're going to hear about with the Eight of Wands. I know, it's a big reveal. It's giving me a really itchy nose. For some of you, this may have been a question that loomed large. Where are they? I'm really getting that for you. Where are they? And the Hanged Man says, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Okay? World card. You're in a big cycle here that I think has been going on more than 6 months, actually. This feels important. It feels like, it feels longer term. It feels bigger. All of this reading does. You'll look back at this time and you'll be glad it didn't move forward straight away. You really will. Five of Wands. Ugh. Five of Wands. It's never anything serious. It's all the little things that are standing in your way. You know, the miscommunications, it's even as boring as like parking fines and, you know, not getting the paperwork or not your timetable not being compatible with someone else, or just all of those little boring things, but nevertheless they are still there. Okay? And then the Ten of Pentacles. This is the long-term goal card. It's generational. Relationship wise, this is like the homestead. We've got the grandparents, we've got the generations, the baby, I think that's a dog, but it looks like a small donkey or a plastic horse, I'm not sure. We've got the grapes growing on the vine, the money is nailed. It's like we've even got the water in the background. 10 of Pentacles is what I call the meat and potatoes relationship card. It's also the card you get for paying for your own place, however small that is, you know. It's taking care of things, making it, looking after yourself, being in the right place at last, investment paying off. I feel like for some of you, in terms of relationships, the universe is looking towards this, not towards what you can score in the short term. Yeah, I am going to do that for you, actually. I'm going to do Chuck Spezzano's love cards. Here they are. Let's biddly bop back because they're quite small, these. Right, in the extended reading for you, I'm going to look more into the Eight of Wands. I'm going to look more into the big reveal and what is secret. And also, where is your person? I'm going to look into that because, to be honest, I want to know. Okay, Chuck Spezzano. These cards are so good. If you're looking for these, they're called the Love Pack. Unfortunately, they seem to have really gone up in price. Again, I don't think they make them anymore. Maybe that's why. So I got them a long time ago, but they're on eBay if you want to find them, because everybody always asks me. I don't have any like affiliations, whatever they call them. So, you know, it doesn't matter where you get them, but if you can get them, just hold out for them a bit, because they can be silly prices. Wowzers. You have been troubling yourself about this. Oh my God. What's been going on with this person? Whoa. Cripes, Aquarius. Okay. Overall energy for your Chuck, I'm just going to call them Chuck Love cards, for your Chuck Love cards is expectations, a problem card of expectations. You may have very high expectations of this person. They may have very high expectations of you, okay? We also get the healing card of self-love. There's a lot of healing to do around this situation and around that Three of Swords situation. You've got history, okay. Some of this is to do with this person. Some of this is to do with your relationship history. Now, Aquarians, and I've got my Venus in Aquarius, so I sort of count myself in this as well. Aquarians are the inventors of the zodiac, and Aquarians have a very quick mind, very curious about things, love the shiny, a bit like a jackdaw, you know, or a magpie. It's like, that's why they chase after invention, that's why they chase after ideas, that's why you are the inventors, the creators. When it comes to the romance side of things, Aquarians can move quite quickly. You're an air sign and you are attracted to the unusual, the intriguing, the difficult to know, the puzzle person, that kind of thing. I feel like that's what's gone on here, and I feel like your history in the last maybe 6 years for some of you is showing you what's happened, okay? So, God, where to begin with this? Right. First off, we get a lack of self-worth. You are dealing with somebody, because I don't think it's yours. You're dealing with somebody who is afraid to have expectations, has a lack of self-worth, and is, or you have done, I think, you may in the past have gone for some real people who were not worthy of you. I'm not going to call names here for these people, but they were not worthy of you, okay? And this needs to change. Okay, just saying. We get bad choices. Out of all the apples, she chooses the one with the worm. I know this card because I got it myself several times. There's been some bad choices. We all make them, okay? When it comes to love, all bets are off, aren't they, really? It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. All's fair in love and war. Here we go. There's been some difficulties. This doesn't necessarily have to be a repeat performance with whatever your situation is at the moment. There are red flags around, but nevertheless, it doesn't have to be the same, okay? We also get the betrayal card. I think you've been let down in the past. We had that 3 of Swords, do you remember? For one or two of you, someone has something to say to you about this, about third parties, about something you'd probably rather not hear. It may even be this isn't your current person. You find out that somebody, and you never knew why, you never connected properly, and then suddenly you find out why you never connected properly. Okay? For the person that you're involved with at the moment, I get this. Push me, pull me. And it may work both ways. It may just not be that person. It might be both of you. There's a push and pull between you. When you're gone, they want you back. When they're gone, you want them. It's that whole feeling of being off limits in some way. Also with this person, you're carrying each other's pain. Okay, you get the pain card. You get such a lot of deep cards because Chuck Spezzano has loads of really frothy, light cards like play and woohoo and all that. You get all the deep love cards here. Carrying someone else's pain. Can we fit together? Are we a fit? Do you remember I said about them being a puzzle? This person is a puzzle. You are a puzzle to them. They are a puzzle to you. And then we get the fantasy card. This is someone who has been fantasizing about you and thinking about you and dreaming about you, but you don't know if it's real enough to move forward. And then we also get the drought, the relationship drought card. Don't let, if there's been a relationship drought, this is making me really allergic for some reason, don't let that influence you, okay? Don't let that influence you. It's all right to have a period of time on your own, even if you are connected to this other person. This is quite a complicated relationship, and until you get that information in the mid-month, everything's going to seem more difficult, and then it's going to seem more understandable. It moves forward, okay? Remember the self-love card. We get the grace card of beauty, and you must not forget your own. And I know that sounds really weird, but that's the message I'm getting. And then we get the healing card where they take those two halves and they put them back together again. No doubt that this is a question of confidence, okay? No doubt that this is complicated. And also, when you're needing to be in the dark about this with that Hanged Man energy, just stay there, okay? You don't need to ask too many questions. You don't need to have the answer yet. And if you did have the answer now, it wouldn't even make sense, okay? I'm going to go do your extended reading. Woohoo! Gosh, the link will be in the description box. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.